Have you ever had that gut feeling that something isn't adding up in your relationship? Maybe your partner's behavior has changed, and you can't shake the suspicion that they've been with someone else. It's a tough place to be, full of doubt and unease, and many people struggle with how to navigate these feelings without jumping to conclusions. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy focused on self-control and rationality, teaches us to approach such situations calmly and methodically. By using a thoughtful and level-headed mindset, you can gather insights and make informed decisions rather than acting impulsively. In this video, we'll dive into 5 real-world signs that your partner might have had intimacy recently, and more importantly, how to approach the situation with clarity and confidence to protect your emotional well-being. Changes in personal hygiene. What to look for. Sudden overemphasis on showering or grooming after coming home. This might also include showering at odd times, such as late at night or immediately upon entering the house, without providing a clear reason. From a Stoic perspective, this behavior can be viewed as an external attempt to cleanse or separate themselves from an internal guilt. New scents, like unfamiliar perfumes or body lotions, lingering on their skin or clothes. Pay attention to these scents, as they may not align with their usual products, and consider asking subtly about them. Stoicism encourages calm and rational observation. It reminds us to focus on what we can control, such as our response to these observations. An unusual interest in their appearance, such as wearing fresh clothes after being out for just a short time. They might also begin paying more attention to their grooming habits in general, like trimming their beard or wearing cologne more frequently than before. This excessive concern with outward appearance could reflect inner turmoil, aligning with Stoic ideas about the disconnect between external and internal states. Visible signs of preparation, such as carrying extra toiletries or a change of clothes in their bag without explanation. This can suggest they are trying to clean up or change their appearance before returning home. Stoicism teaches us to address such actions with clarity, focusing on facts rather than assumptions to avoid unnecessary emotional upheaval. What this might mean: people who've been intimate with someone else often try to cover their tracks. They may clean themselves excessively, apply fragrances, or take extra care of their appearance when they feel guilty or want to hide something. Additionally, this behavior may stem from a subconscious desire to reset or cleanse after being unfaithful, even if they don't verbalize it. Applying Stoic principles here can help you maintain emotional equilibrium, observe without judgment, and respond with rationality rather than impulsivity. How to approach it. Don't accuse immediately. Instead, ask casually, "Why the sudden urge to shower when you get home?" Or, "That's a nice scent. Where is it from?" Their response and body language can reveal a lot about their state of mind and intent. Stoicism teaches us the power of measured dialogue. Approaching conversations calmly increases the likelihood of meaningful and honest communication. Observe their patterns. A one-time occurrence might be coincidental, but repeated behavior can be a stronger indicator. For example, frequent unexplained showers or consistent use of unfamiliar products should prompt further attention. By remaining composed and methodical, as the Stoics advise, you can avoid jumping to conclusions and assess the situation more accurately. Document these changes over time to better assess whether this behavior is isolated or part of a larger pattern. Keeping track helps ensure your observations are accurate and grounded in reality, rather than fueled by momentary suspicion. Stoicism emphasizes the value of rational evidence over fleeting emotional reactions, which can help you handle these observations with greater clarity and confidence. unusual emotional distance, or guilt. What to look for? They're suddenly less affectionate or avoid physical intimacy with you, even during times when you normally share closeness or intimacy. This withdrawal can feel abrupt and out of character. Stoicism reminds us to observe such behavior without immediate judgment, focusing instead on what is evident rather than jumping to conclusions. They act overly nice, buy gifts, or go out of their way to make you happy. While this might seem thoughtful at first, the behavior can appear excessive, almost as though they are compensating for something. A Stoic perspective would encourage you to question whether these actions align with their usual behavior or reflect an attempt to ease personal guilt. There's a tension in their body language, like avoiding eye contact, being restless when you're together, or showing unease during moments of vulnerability. Small gestures like tapping their fingers or nervously shifting in their seat can also be signs. Stoicism suggests paying close attention to these nonverbal cues, as they often reveal the truth that words might conceal. You might notice a lack of enthusiasm in their responses, or a reluctance to engage deeply in conversations about emotions or the relationship itself. This could be paired with moments where they seem overly distracted or preoccupied. By practicing Stoic patience and rational inquiry, you can approach these changes with calm curiosity rather than accusatory emotion. What this might mean: guilt can manifest in two ways, either through withdrawal, where they distance themselves emotionally and physically, or through overcompensation, where they try to make up for their actions with superficial gestures. If your partner has been unfaithful, these shifts may reflect an internal struggle to reconcile their actions with the relationship. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our observations and reactions, while accepting that their actions are ultimately outside our control. How to approach it? Communicate openly but calmly. I feel like something's changed between us lately. Is there something on your mind? This approach invites dialogue rather than confrontation, making it more likely for them to share honestly. As the Stoics would advise, temper your emotions to foster a constructive conversation. Pay attention to how they respond. Do they deflect, become defensive, or avoid the conversation entirely? A partner who has nothing to hide will typically respond with openness and a willingness to address your concerns. If they dismiss your feelings or act overly agitated, it could indicate they're concealing something deeper. Here, Stoic philosophy reminds us to focus on maintaining our composure and clarity, regardless of their reaction. Observe their behavior in the days following the conversation. Do they seem more distant or suddenly overly attentive? These reactions can provide additional context to their emotional state and intentions. Stoicism emphasizes patience and reflection, encouraging us to gather evidence thoughtfully rather than rushing to conclusions. Physical signs of recent activity. What to look for? Unexplained marks, like hickeys, scratches, or redness on their body. These marks might seem out of place or be located in areas that raise suspicion. Stoic philosophy suggests observing these details with calm detachment, avoiding assumptions and ensuring you act based on evidence rather than emotion. A lingering physical scent, like sweat, cologne, or body lotion that isn't yours. Sometimes, these scents can be subtle, such as a faint trace of perfume on their clothes or hair. Stoicism reminds us to focus on what is within our control, in this case, how we choose to react to such discoveries. Signs of recent intimacy, such as damp hair when they weren't supposed to shower elsewhere, or even changes in their physical appearance that suggest they've been unusually active. A Stoic approach encourages patience and rationality, helping you discern patterns over time rather than jumping to conclusions. Visible signs of freshly applied deodorant or makeup that weren't there earlier in the day. These changes might seem minor, but can be telling when combined with other behaviors. Stoicism teaches us that small details, when observed thoughtfully, often reveal greater truths. Alterations in their grooming routine, such as suddenly shaving more frequently or wearing fresh clothes after brief outings. This could indicate an effort to present themselves differently, aligning with Stoic insights about external behaviors reflecting internal states. What this might mean: these can be some of the most obvious signs, especially if they're not easily explained by everyday activities. A single incident might not mean much, but recurring patterns combined with these physical signs could suggest something more. Stoicism encourages us to approach such situations with rational observation, balancing the need to understand the truth without letting emotions cloud judgment. How to approach it? Ask neutrally, "Where'd you get that mark?" or "What's that scent?" A truthful partner will explain without hesitation, often providing a logical and consistent explanation. A guilty one might fumble or get defensive. Stoicism teaches the value of measured dialogue. Remain calm and composed to create an environment for honest communication. Observe their body language carefully. Look for signs of unease, such as avoiding eye contact, shifting uncomfortably, or giving overly elaborate explanations. A Stoic mindset can help you detach emotionally, making it easier to notice inconsistencies and assess their responses with clarity. Be observant but avoid confrontation until you've noticed a pattern or gathered more evidence. Document what you notice over time to better understand the situation before deciding how to proceed. By practicing the Stoic principle of patience, you ensure that your actions are deliberate and grounded in rational thought. New patterns in their schedule. What to look for? Sudden late nights, unexplained outings, or vague answers about where they've been. These might occur without prior habits of staying out late, making them more noticeable. Stoicism teaches us to remain grounded and not jump to conclusions based on initial observations, encouraging us to focus on patterns instead of isolated incidents. Excuses like working late, hanging out with friends, or running errands more frequently than usual. Sometimes, these explanations come with little to no details, such as names, locations, or clear timelines. The Stoic mindset reminds us to separate what we know from what we assume, enabling us to handle such situations with clarity and rationality. Increased time on their phone, particularly texting or messaging late at night. This can include secretive behaviors like tilting the screen away, abruptly closing apps, or leaving the room to take calls. Stoicism suggests cultivating patience and curiosity over anger, using these moments as opportunities for honest dialogue rather than conflict. A new pattern of being overly protective about their schedule, avoiding direct answers when asked simple questions like, "What time will you be home?" Recognizing the importance of timing and tone, Stoic principles encourage us to address such behaviors with calm persistence, avoiding unnecessary emotional escalation. Reluctance to share plans or creating confusion about their whereabouts, often leading to conflicting stories or timelines. Stoicism advises focusing on consistency and logic, allowing us to discern truth through careful observation rather than impulsive reactions. What this might mean: infidelity often comes with a need for secrecy. If their schedule is suddenly unpredictable or they're reluctant to share details, it could be a red flag. Inconsistent answers or overly defensive reactions when asked about plans may indicate they're trying to cover up something significant. Stoicism emphasizes maintaining emotional balance, reminding us that while we cannot control others' actions, we can control how we respond to them with dignity and rationality. How to approach it? Stay calm and ask open-ended questions. What were you up to tonight? How was work? Keeping the tone casual can help prevent defensiveness, encouraging them to share more naturally. A Stoic approach to dialogue fosters trust and minimizes the likelihood of escalation. Pay close attention to how they respond. Hesitation, vagueness, or overly rehearsed answers could point to dishonesty. Similarly, observe their body language for signs of discomfort, like fidgeting or avoiding eye contact. Stoicism teaches us to observe without immediate judgment, focusing on understanding rather than reacting. Consider keeping a mental log of their explanations over time. If you notice repeated inconsistencies or unusual patterns, this could be the evidence you need to dig deeper into the situation. Following the Stoic principle of patience, allow facts to emerge over time rather than rushing to conclusions, ensuring your actions are deliberate and well-informed. Changes in intimacy behavior with you. What to look for? They're suddenly disinterested in intimacy or avoid initiating intimacy altogether, even during moments when physical closeness would usually be expected. Stoic philosophy suggests that rather than reacting emotionally, you pause to consider the broader context of their behavior, reflecting on what might have caused such a shift. Alternatively, they might try new moves or techniques that feel unfamiliar, without explanation. This could include a sudden shift in preferences or behavior that catches you off guard. A Stoic mindset reminds us to approach such surprises with curiosity instead of judgment, seeking to understand before forming conclusions. Their energy or enthusiasm during intimacy feels forced or detached, as if they're going through the motions rather than genuinely engaging. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is within our control, how we respond and communicate, rather than trying to change what lies in their mind. They might also show signs of distraction, such as looking away, checking the time, or appearing preoccupied even during intimate moments. Applying Stoic principles, you could view these distractions as signals to calmly address the underlying issues rather than assigning blame outright. A noticeable change in their physical responses, such as reduced affection, hesitation, or a lack of connection, can also be telling. Stoicism advises patience and careful observation, encouraging you to assess patterns over time without letting fleeting emotions dictate your actions. What this might mean: a lack of interest can indicate guilt, discomfort, or a waning emotional connection, while new behaviors might suggest they've been with someone else and are bringing that experience into your relationship. These changes are often subtle, but can accumulate into patterns that feel hard to ignore. Stoicism reminds us to face such challenges with composure and focus on facts rather than assumptions, ensuring that our actions are aligned with reason and fairness. How to approach it? Be honest. I've noticed things feel different in our intimacy lately. Is there something bothering you? Bringing up your concerns calmly and directly can create space for an open discussion. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of measured dialogue, where emotional restraint fosters a productive and respectful exchange. Gauge their reaction. A defensive or dismissive attitude can be a clue, but so can avoidance or deflection. Look for genuine engagement in their response and willingness to talk things through. Stoic philosophy encourages you to maintain your composure during these moments, ensuring that their reactions don't trigger unnecessary conflict. If necessary, suggest a deeper conversation at another time, emphasizing that the issue is about improving your relationship rather than assigning blame. This aligns with the Stoic practice of deferring action until you have all the necessary information, avoiding rushed judgments or impulsive decisions. What you should do next. Trust but verify. Don't jump to conclusions based on one sign alone. Look for consistent patterns before confronting them. Take the time to observe and gather details. Infidelity is a serious accusation, and it's important to be certain of your observations. Rushing to confront without enough evidence can lead to unnecessary misunderstandings. Stoicism reminds us to focus on facts and patterns rather than being swept away by emotions or assumptions. Communicate directly. Choose a calm, private moment to address your concerns. Use "I" statements to express your feelings without blaming, e.g., "I feel like something is off lately. Can we talk about it?" Be prepared for various reactions. Some partners might deny outright, while others could open up if they feel the space is safe for honesty. Remaining calm helps keep the conversation productive rather than confrontational. A Stoic approach emphasizes measured dialogue and emotional restraint, creating the best chance for mutual understanding. Seek support. If your suspicions persist and the conversation goes nowhere, talk to a trusted friend, counselor, or therapist to gain clarity and advice. These external perspectives can provide emotional support and practical strategies to address the situation. Therapy can also help you manage the emotional weight of the experience. As the Stoics suggest, lean on your community and trusted individuals for guidance, as they can help you see situations more objectively. Set boundaries. If your partner confesses to cheating or refuses to address the issue, decide what's best for you. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Establishing clear boundaries is crucial to protect your well-being. Whether this means ending the relationship or working together to rebuild trust, ensure the path you choose aligns with your values and emotional health. Stoicism advocates living in harmony with your principles and values, ensuring that your decisions reflect your integrity. Focus on self-worth. Regardless of their response, remember that you are enough. Infidelity often reflects their shortcomings, not yours. Take the opportunity to prioritize self-care, reconnect with your support system, and engage in activities that remind you of your strength and value. Healing takes time, but it starts with affirming your worth. Stoicism teaches us that true strength lies within, encouraging us to cultivate resilience and self-respect no matter the circumstances. Trust is the foundation of every relationship, and when that trust is shaken, it's natural to seek answers. It's an unsettling experience, leaving you searching for clarity and resolution. Stoic philosophy offers us valuable guidance in such moments, emphasizing the importance of self-control and rationality. If you suspect your partner has been unfaithful, pay attention to these signs, but more importantly, prioritize open communication and self-respect. Remember Marcus Aurelius's wisdom: you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Relationships are about mutual effort, honesty, and love. Don't settle for less. Take the time to evaluate your needs and boundaries, remembering that a healthy partnership is built on trust and understanding. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Engaging with others who faced similar situations can provide valuable insights and support. Let's keep this conversation going and support one another through life's challenges by fostering a community of empathy, growth, and shared experiences. Stoicism teaches us to find strength in adversity and clarity in confusion, principles we can all lean on as we navigate life's complexities.